we need to call to Islam and the solutions of Islam. And of course, the Muslim countries, where the 90% plus population of Muslims, they don't got Islam. They got even a more secular version of Islam than we do. Muslim countries are run by rulers who are there as agents to make sure Islam stays super secularized. Even an institution like this one here, mashallah, Muslim Wellness Center, beautiful, mashallah, you're not going to find it in many Muslim countries. The masajid there, they have operating times. Half an hour before salah, half an hour after salah, it gets locked up. Any halaqas unauthorized are illegal. Any gatherings unauthorized are illegal. You sit down, teach Quran to 5 kids without authorization, it's illegal. This is what's happening. But now guess what? Allah gave us an opportunity here. That we can discuss what Islam is properly. That we can understand what it is and what it isn't. And by the way, the Muslim world looking towards the Muslims in the Western world to see how we're acting and how we're doing. You may not believe me, but you have more impact on many people back home than you think. When they see us, and we're talking about holistic Islam, we're talking about the systems of Islam, the solutions that Islam provides to humanity, that this so-called democracy is nothing but hypocrisy, the rule of the few elites oppressing the masses, and tyranny. And we've come across and we're like, nah man, don't get fooled. Doesn't matter which party you vote for, they both support genocide. Doesn't matter which party you vote for, they're gonna be Islamophobia. There's gonna be oppression. There's gonna be more and more homelessness. And there's no solutions to humanity. It's just different laws to benefit the elites in society. And we say no. Islam has a solution. And we got to just share that solution. The da'wah of the prophets was sharing the message to their people. You don't see no prophet fighting his people. They're sharing with their people. Very few prophets who were able to enough get the nusrah, like the Prophet ﷺ got the nusrah from Medina. And now he had a state, if you want to call it that, supporting him. Then he was able to take that da'wah to a different level. But the da'wah is just beautiful speech. أُدْعُ إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ. Call towards your Lord with wisdom and beautiful speech. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. And have conversations and debates in what is better. They insult, don't insult back in their arguments. جَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Have those debates, have those conversations, hard conversations, but always do it with what is better. So we need to understand this aspect of our deen if we are going to help the next generation become lions. So khutbah is about raising generation of lions. If we don't know our purpose, our deen, that Allah created us to be His representatives. إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. When Allah declared to the angels that I'm going to put the Khalifa, my Khalifa on earth, ones who will rule on my behalf, judge on my behalf, represent me. And this is why the angels were confused. They're going to be your representatives, Ya Allah. They cause mischief and bloodshed. But Allah said, no, not all of them. Some will rise above it and grow above it, and will know how, and I will send their guidance so that they can achieve that mission. When we understand that mission, now we have something to aim for. But when we're just focusing on the do's and the don'ts and the outside aspects of Islam, then it's hard to raise lions. Then the kids see Islam just restrictive. And they don't understand that this is Allah's guidance to free us from the shackles of this life. The shackles of our desires and the shackles of the desires of others above us and upon us. Islam frees us. They always have to have rules and values, but whose rules and values are you going to follow? There's no place, there's no rules and values. So the next thing is to have higher aspirations for our communities. One time after a khutbah, one of the uncles came to me, and I love the uncles. I'm an uncle too now. And he's like, Shaykh, man, why you sheikhs make Islam so hard? Islam is easy. You go in all these different directions. One man came to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, if I pray salah, and I fast, and I treat what is halal as halal and haram as haram, will I enter Jannah? The Prophet said, yes. So Shaykh, come on, why are you going all this deep? Just let the youth pray and fast and, not sin and khalas. So here's the deal. This hadith doesn't list all the obligations. The man mentioned 3. He actually didn't mention Hajj. He didn't mention enjoining the good, forbidding the evil. He didn't mention even being good to the parents, birrul walidain, he didn't mention. But it's all encapsulated in treating what is halal as halal and haram as haram, because when you don't perform the obligations, it becomes haram. And so to get the details of what is halal and haram, you got to go to the rest of the guidance of Allah. And not secularize Islam by cutting and pasting certain hadith like this one and interpreting it in the wrong way to suit your narrative. And so Islam is vast, it's beautiful. Allah's guidance is for every aspect of life, not just the rituals. And also in this question you see this minimum mindset. It comes to Jannah, I want to get my foot in, that's it, that's all my aim for. But when it comes to the dunya, do we treat our kids like that? Is that how we tell our kids, Ya Habibi, just get 51% on your math test tomorrow. Habibi, your English test, wallah, I know you suck in English, but can you just get 51? Your report card, every time you get above 50%, I'm going to give you $50 for each course. Do we do that? Any parent does that? Well, unless your kid really just 50 is a success, and for some it is. I'll be real. I've been a principal 17 years. For some, 51% is a great success. But the idea is that's not the bar you set. You set the highest bar possible. You get them to work hard and to aim for the moon. Aim for the stars, you might land on Mars, they say. Well, what about the ummah? What about the deen? We want to go minimal. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam tell us? When we ask for Jannah, إِذَا سَأَلْتُمُ اللَّهِ فَاسْأَلُوهُ الْفِرْدَوْسَ الْأَعْلَى مِنَ الْجَنَّةِ. When you ask Allah, ask Him not just for Firdaus, ask Him the highest level of Firdaus, because even Firdaus has levels. Ask Him for the highest level of Firdaus. We're supposed to aim for the highest place in Jannah. And by the way, making dua for the highest place in Jannah is going to create lions. Because now you're not going to go for the minimum. You're not going to just go for the 5 daily prayers, which is a big success. But you're going to go for the sunnahs before and after each prayer where there is. You're going to go for qiyam al-layl. Because you want firdaus al-a'la min al-jannah. You know you got to get up before Fajr, not just for Fajr. You're going to have higher aspirations. No one in dunya becomes successful with minimal effort. Show me a millionaire. Actually, you could probably show me a millionaire who just got the inheritance from their wealthy parents, but that's another topic. But someone who's actually succeeded in their business, in their endeavors, even with their, mashallah, some youth like working out a lot. Mashallah, it's a good thing. Please do work out instead of working down. But you don't build muscles by being lazy, by giving minimal effort, by taking the lightest weight and say, I did 3 sets, brother. You go the hardest. You got to go to the, whatever it is, to the max capacity, the kill zone or whatever they call it. That's how you build the muscles. Until you like, on the last set, you're like making dua and istighfar and dhikr. Inshallah, that's what you do. Then you build the muscle when you go all in, all out in your effort. And so to get the lions, we got to go all in, brothers and sisters. And the deen needs us to go in. And the ummah needs us to go all in. The ummah doesn't need undercover Muslims. Needs Muslims who are proud in their identity, in their mission, and they're ready to join and share that mission with humanity. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Last point I want to mention is that if we want to raise lions, we got to be lions ourselves. If we're chicken, we're going to raise chicklets or whatever you call them. Lions raise lions. Bears raise bears. Biryani bellies, they're going to raise biryani bellies. That's how it works. When we have no courage, when we're scared, when we're overprotective, we don't give opportunities to the youth, we're worried they're going to mess up, how are they going to grow? We got to be courageous within a wise lens. We're not going to do anything illegal or haram. We're not going to take risks on that, but there is a lot to still be done. The Prophet ﷺ saw the potential of the youth and he gave them those opportunities. Leadership opportunities. Volunteering opportunities. This place needs to be run by the youth. And I'm not just talking about Shaykh Ahmed's kids. MashaAllah, they're doing that. All other kids. They got to be the ones. We need to train the youth. Leadership. How you train leadership? Sayyidul qawmi khadimuhum. The leader of a people is the one who serves them. So they got to do a service. Because leadership is something active. The more you do it, the more you learn. We need to have mentors. All the other uncles and people who have their skills, you come and you bring your skills. Alhamdulillah, bring your wallets, but bring your skills as well. And we need to build a community together as a jama'ah, insha'Allah. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك قريب سميع مجيب الدعوات. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين واعل بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.